Today we're going to be making this stained glass material in Blender. And as always, if you have any materials you want me to show you how to create, make sure you go put those requests in down in the comments below. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's get started. So on this one, we're going to go through the entire scene setup first, just because it's glass and it's easier for you to know if you're getting the right product and following along correctly if you know exactly how your scenes should be set up. So we'll walk you through the whole process. So step one, I'm going to be adding a plane. I'm going to be scaling it up. So I'll hit S4 and hit enter, and then Control A, apply the rotation and the scale. So we have a nice plane on the ground like this. So then we're going to hit Shift D. We'll rotate it on the x-axis 90 degrees, and then we'll move it about here, like so. And then we'll copy this again, Shift D, rotate Z 90, and then we'll grab it, and then we'll put it about here. So, and we'll make sure we line it up with the back edge a little bit, so that we get something sort of going on like this, like a cube, but not. And we'll go ahead and take these guys, move them on the z-axis upwards, so we get sort of like a little tiny room going on here, like that. So with all this done, we're going to be adding a point light. So Shift A, light, point, and then I'll be moving it over on the X this way, and then up on the Z, and then I'll move it a little over on the Y towards the camera slightly, or where the camera is going to be. So we got our light here. So then next step, I'm going to hit Shift A. Where's the camera? My mind's blinking. Oh, there it is. And then with the camera selected, we're going to hover about where we want our camera to be, about this angle, and then Control Alt 0, and then I'll move our camera right over here. And then we can hit R, X, X, and then we can move it up and down like so. We can hit GG, and we can move it down, up, stuff like that. We can move it how we want. But for me, I'm just going to take the focal length and we'll move it in a little bit like this. And then we can just scale up these walls a little bit and the floor, so we get the whole scene covered like this. So now that we have all this done, I'm going to be adding in the plane we're actually going to be using to make the material on. So normally I make my materials on a sphere, and I did already make this one on a sphere, but for demonstration purposes, we're going to be making it on a plane so that we can see it refracting and stuff as we make it. So I'll be rotating a plane, scaling it up like this, and we'll make it like a little window here or something like that, like right here, so that we can see what's going on. And move it down a little bit. Just position it somewhere in your camera like this. But once you're done positioning it and scaling it and stuff, make sure you hit Control A and apply the rotation and the scale so we get the same result. And then I'm going to take this point light, actually, I'm going to move it up to where it's slightly off my screen. So with that done, if we go ahead and into the material preview, we get it like this, and it's like, oh no, what's going on? It's because the point light is not very bright. So we want to switch that to 2500, and now we've got this going on. And this is exactly what we want to see. And so now all we have to do is make the material. So we'll hit over the shading tab, and then go in the camera view, and then make sure you have the Node Wrangler add-on installed. So hit Edit Preferences, search for Node Wrangler right here, check the box, and then we're good to go. So after you've done all that, we'll hit Shift A, and I cannot search. Oh, it's because I do not have a material. Make sure you hit New Material first, as always, and we'll call it Stained Glass. And then now we can hit Shift A, search for a Voronoi texture, like this. And with the Voronoi selected, we can hit Control T, and then we get these two nodes added. And the only thing we want to change is the object into the vector. Then with the Voronoi, we want to be making this look more like stained glass. And what it looks like right now, if we Control Shift and left click, it's looking something like this, and that's not exactly what we want. I'm actually going to scale this up just so y'all can see it better, and then hit Control A, rotation and scale. So we have something like this, and this does not look very good. So on the F1, we want to twist it to distance to edge, and this is already looking more like a stained glass pattern. Keep in mind this window is really, really big. If we look at the stats on it, it's like 15 by 15 meters, and most windows aren't actually this big, so it may look like the glass is super tiny, but it's just because the plane is really big. So yeah, anyways, we want to switch the scale on this one to a 3, and then You can leave the randomness here if you'd like. I personally switch it to a 0.93. I thought it looked a little bit better when I finished the material earlier, so you can do that if you want as well. So the next step is going to be to Shift A and add a color ramp. We're going to put that in between here and then the distance into the factor, like so. So what we're going to want to change on this is we're going to be wanting to move the black over here and the white down all the way to the end, like this. We're just switching these up. It'll make sense later. So with the white, I'm going to go into the position and type in 0.01, like so. And the black, I'm going to type in a 0.025. This way we get a lot of contrast going on, and there's not a lot of blurriness in the glass, as it should be. So the next step is we're going to be wanting to do the color on this glass. So we're doing a really simple color for this one, because it is glass. It's not going to be like organic or anything. So we're going to take this color into the factor, Control-Shift left-click to preview. On color 1, we're going to be wanting to switch this to the color we want our glass to be. So I want mine to personally be like a blue, like a really saturated blue like this, like you'd see in a stained glass or something like that. Maybe even more purpley, possibly. There's something around here. If you want the exact value, it's the hex is this. You can pause, and the HSV is this. RGB is this. But I just kind of eyeballed it, and this is about what it looks like, and it ends up looking pretty good. So then with this color, just switch it all the way to a black, and then make sure you can enable clamp right here, and then we can plug this color into the base color, and we're good to go on this part of it. So we got with the color all done. This is what our material is looking like when we preview it. Not too good. So things we need to change are the metallic, the roughness, the transmission, the index of refraction, and the transmission roughness. But we only have to add like 4 or 5 more nodes, and it'll do all those things for us. The metallic we already have done. We can just take this color right here and plug it into metallic. And that's done, because basically saying that the black parts and in between the glass are a little bit are metallic, and the glass isn't metallic. So that's really easy. And then we can also plug this into the transmission, like so. This is saying where there is the black part, it shouldn't be transmitting, and the white part, it should be. So this is backwards, actually. We need the black and white flipped. So to do that, we're going to be hitting Shift A and adding an invert node and putting it in between the color ramp and the shader. And so now that when we preview the shader, it starts to transmit properly, but not quite properly because the index of refraction is off. We need to switch that to a 1.52, so more like a window glass. And we can sort of see what's going on here. And if we look on both sides, you can see that the light is going through. There's only like 14 samples, so it's a bit blurry over there, but you can see it starting to work. We can't exactly see through it a whole bunch here, but that's because it's stained glass and you're not going to be able to see through it a whole lot. Only if the lights on both sides are really bright, then you'll be able to see through nicely. I'll demonstrate that at the end. So now we need to mess with the roughness, and then the transmission roughness, and then it's all done. So to do that, we're going to hit Shift A and we're going to add a Musgrave texture to add some surface imperfections like so. Make sure we plug the vector into the vector. And then after that, what we're going to be doing is switching the scale to a 1, the detail to a 14, the dimension to a 0.2, and that's all the change we're making to this texture. So to demonstrate this, we're going to hit Shift A, and we're going to add a brightness contrast node right here, and then we'll preview the Musgrave just so I can show you what it's looking like. And so right now the surface imperfections are very contrasty, and we don't want that, which is why I've added this brightness contrast node, which I'm putting in between the color into the color. And then with brightness, we'll switch to a -0.4 because we want it to be relatively darker. And then the contrast, we're going to be switching to a -0.8. Like that, so it blurs out a little bit. It's not as contrasty, I guess, because that's literally what we just changed. So then this is going to factor into the roughness, and it's going to mix in with the mix RGB node like this. We'll put it over here, get everything out of the way so it's a little bit more organized. We're going to take this color and plug into color 2, and we're going to take the color on this color ramp and plug it into color 1. And if we preview, the roughness is sort of looking like this. It's relatively not rough. The black means it's not rough, and the white is where it's really rough. So all we have to do now is take this and plug it into the roughness. We can preview the shader, and now we start seeing through the material. We couldn't see through it before because it was super rough everywhere, but now it is not rough pretty much everywhere, and so we can start seeing through it what we're supposed to see through it. So we can also plug this guy in, the brightness contrast node, into the transmission roughness, and that will factor into the surface imperfections and things like that. So the only thing missing is our bump map. And to make the bump map, you only need 2 nodes, and they're the same node. So Shift A bump, and then we'll copy this one and Shift D it. So what we want is, first we want the surface imperfections to be doing something. So we're going to take the color on, not the color on the brightness contrast. We're going to take the height on the Musgrave, put it into the height on this bump. We're going to switch the strength to a 0.25 and the distance to a 0.005. And then if we plug this into the normal here, we can see that we're kind of from a distance now, but it adds a very slight bumpiness onto the glass. It's very slight, so it's still pretty smooth, but nothing is perfectly smooth in nature or man-made, so it's a little bit bumpy. Very, very slightly though. So then the next thing is, we can plug the normal into the normal, and then this normal into the final product. And then we want to be switching this color from this color ramp into the height, and then the distance down to a 0.001. So what this says is where the black parts are in the color right here, the black color parts, is they're kind of sticking out slightly because it's like the seal that's sort of holding everything together. And so yeah, that's sort of what's going on right there. So now the material is finished, actually. So it's looking really good from the outside, as you can see here. It's looking quite like stained glass. You can sort of see through it, but not quite. And then over here, you can see the blue light shining through and refracting. So something I want to demonstrate for y'all is how much the refracting is actually working and how accurate it is. So we're going to add a Shift A cone. I'll scale it up a little bit, move it up here, and then I'm going to be giving it another color actually, just so that, actually we'll just make it red like this. And then we'll go to the camera view, go back to cycle render, and you can see that you can see through it quite a bit. And if you go to the side angle, you can see that it's refracting quite a bit because there is a space here, but this makes it look like it's sort of flat on the wall here. So it is refracting like stained glass would be. So anyways, that is the material. Hopefully you find use for it in your renders in your work. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.